Hello friends, my senior friends, yes, PG students now. Alright, we will begin a discussion on Preface to Lyrical Ballads by Wordsworth. You see, you can understand, this was published in 17. This, what I am going to say, my lectures, our lectures, because you are also sharing with me now. This is based on the 1802 preface written by Wordsworth, William Wordsworth, 1802. Now what happens is that, when you begin this very interesting, very intimate, very sincere and a very modest confession, we can say, of a great poet. It is a romantic credo. Credo means a set of belief. This is a romantic credo, a set of belief. Or you can say this is a romantic manifesto. This is a romantic manifesto. Or we can say this is theory, romantic theory. Romantic theory. Or Wordsworth poetics. Wordsworth poetics. So, in all these expressions you can use for this Preface to Lyrical Ballads. Romantic credo is a set of beliefs. Romantic manifesto, again, political manifestos, Romantic theory, yes, of poetry, romantic theory, like Aristotle's poetics, Wordsworth's poetics. Now the preface begins like this. The preface says that this is an experiment. That's point 1 to note. Experiment. What is an experiment? What is an experiment here? Experiment. The experiment is lyrical ballads, not the preface. It says the lyrical ballads is an experiment. Experiment in what? In finding out whether by fitting ordinary language, common man's language, a real language spoken by people, to metrical arrangement, we can impart pressure to the people or to the reader. The real language, which is in vivid sensation, not just the conversational or colloquial language. The real language in a state of vivid sensation, whether you can fit it to metrical arrangement and then impart pressure to the reader. So 2 or 3 things they are involved. One is this experiment. Second is this a selection of language, selection of real language, and third is fitting the same to this to metrical arrangement. That means writing in verse or fitting this to metrical arrangements, and this language in a state of vivid sensation means excitement, and fifth is imparting pressure. So this is the experiment, whether a person or a poet or a writer can, by selecting language of real people and arranging them metrically, means fitting this to metrical arrangement, and the language is a language in a state of vivid sensation, whether we can impart pressure to the reader. And then his conclusion is that I have pleased a greater number, that's inverted comma, I have pleased a greater number than I ventured to hope I should please. So what does that mean? I have pleased a greater number than I had ventured to hope I should please. That means it is a grand success. So according to Wordsworth, Lyrical Ballads is a grand success. Now, imparting pleasure to the reader is, in a way we can say, a duty of the writer. This is not only about the romantics, but the ancients and also the moderns. For example, during the time of, say, the Roman Empire, see the Catullus, Claudian, Terence, Lucretius. So when they are writing, they consider it their duty to impart pleasure to the people, the reader. Same with the Shakespeare, Beaumont and Fletcher, Donne, John Donne, Abraham Cowley, Dr. Johnson, Dryden, and also Pope. Therefore, imparting pleasure is a duty of the poet. Imparting pleasure to the reader is a duty of the poet. And whether it is I am going to be successful or not, by writing a kind of poetry, at that time considered brand new, a break with the past, a sudden transition, whether it is possible to give pleasure to the people, and it has been successful, wonderfully successful. Now about the publication of Lyrical Ballads, there is an anecdote. Just just for the sake of what I must say, that for your information only. That is, Wordsworth says that I was not confident enough, and also I thought that variety would help to impart pleasure. So I contacted my friend Coleridge, and Coleridge willingly agreed. He said that okay, I will contribute 4 poems, and you know what are those poems? One is the Rime of the Ancient Manner, second is the First of the Tale, and the third is the Nightingale, and fourth is Love. So these poems were contributed by Coleridge, his friend, a philosopher and guide later. Together, they worked together, and what happened is that Coleridge told the publisher, both of them went to a publisher, Mr. Cotley, and then they wanted some money to go for a tour. They wanted to get some money in advance. So together they went, at that time Coleridge was more famous than Wordsworth, and therefore they went together, and he agreed that he will advance the money. And for after publishing this and getting the proceeds, they can somehow repay. So confidently he gave the money to these friends, and after 2 or 3 days, Coleridge went and told Cotley, don't mention the name of Wordsworth on that page, front page, because he is an insignificant figure. Say that it will have a negative effect. So that is only end of, as I told you, an anecdote, something probably you may not find in a book of history or a history of English literature, but this is something that happened. Now, so far is about Lyrical Ballads. Okay. Now the second the second point that we have considered today is, what about the preface? The preface is, according to him, according to Wordsworth, this is this a systematic defense? A systematic defense. So the other one is an experiment. Lyrical Ballads, an experiment. Experiment is pleasure giving, you can say. Experiment. And by using real language of the people, a selection of people, a state of vivid sensation, a metric arrangement. Now here it is, it's a systematic defense. So in one word, if you want to sum up in 1 or 2, 3 sentences, what is the preface to Lyrical Ballads? And you can say that it is a systematic defense of a theory upon which these poems, means poems in the Lyrical Ballads, which are materially so different and also different in style. That's the thing. See, that's the two things. One, materially so different and different in style. different in style from, what is the break from current poetry, which is accepted and appreciated by the general public. And what is this poetry current those days, or poetry that are popular in those days? That is the poetry of the poems written by Dr. Johnson, Dryden and Pope. And what is the subject matter? City life. Coffee was poets, It's a social media. Those days, there was no Facebook or WhatsApp. Instead of that, there was a social media where people came together and talked and met. Their Facebook, so to say, we can say coffee houses. And in these coffee houses, they discuss things about literature, then criticism, poetry, ancients, modern, satire, city life, mock heroic poems, such things. Nature has absolutely no place in that. Common man has no place in that. Such a poem. And people in those days, they were very happy with that. They enjoyed it. They derived pleasure from it. And that is why, with what I must say, with humility, you can say. Wordsworth says that it's a systematic defense of a theory, that is romantic poetics, upon which these poems are written. That's a theory. And what is that theory? These poems are materially so different. Materially, content. The content and style. A, content. And B, style. Both are different. So that means we can say a total or a complete break with the past. One fine morning, readers get up and they start reading Lyrical Ballads. They say, from where, what is this? What is this new poetry? Who has brought it here? So he said, I should not give a jolt to my readers. So I should, secondly, he is functioning as an anchor. A program is going to be presented. There has to be, somebody has to be anchoring. So the preface is a kind of anchoring. It is an attempt at anchoring. So just before presenting these poems. These poems, the point to notice, they are materially different. Content and style, both are different. Understand? Therefore, he said, I thought like that. I thought some justification is required. And this justification, in the beginning he says, I did not want to do this. And that is the modest poetry, the modest poetry. He says, I did not want to do this. Because people will misunderstand that I am persuading them to like my poetry. So that I did not want to do. And second reason why I was reluctant is the space of a preface is not enough to explain these things. So I thought that I should not do this. At the same time, though reluctantly, he comes to the point that if I present this brand new poetry to the people, they will be wonderstruck and thunderstruck. They will be totally surprised. So some explanation is there. Some defense is required. And that is what I am doing in this preface. So my dear friends, in our first lecture, these lectures will continue for say a few more hours. Our first lecture we considered what is this Lyrical Ballads. This is a different poem, different set of poems. And then we saw that it is an experiment. Experiment in imparting pleasure to the reader who are accustomed to different kinds, they are different kind of pleasure, different kind of poetry. Secondly, he says this is a systematic defense. He is angering. He is in a way suggesting that he is introducing these poems to the public so that they won't be surprised, or they won't be, as I use that phrase, wonderstruck and thunderstruck. Understand? Yeah. And then the third point, one more point we will discuss today, and then we will. So what is my object? What is the principal object of my work? Or what is my effort? He says first is, so we have seen we are proceeding like this, Lyrical Ballads lyrical ballads and experiments. And experiments. Is that clear to you? Okay. Second, preface is a systematic defense of a theory upon which these poems are written. Okay. Now third is the principal object. And that is object of these poems. You can say that he says, one, to choose. Second, to describe. These are the to choose. To A, B, to describe, and C, to defamiliarize. To say our modern terminology of criticism, and fourth, D, to make interesting. What? To choose. Choose incidents and events and situations of ordinary people, common people in their day-to-day life. Choose them. That is the subject matter. Subject matter of these poems, events, incidents and situations of the common people. So if you want to say what is the greatest contribution of Wordsworth to criticism, to poetry, to literature, democratization of poetry or literature. What is this democratization? Making it literature, yes. Making it common and popular. What is the meaning of ballads? Popular songs, lyrical. Means those songs which can be sung with the accompaniment of a lyre. That's all. Means anybody. Most of these ballads are where we can see that is transmitted oral. This is common means. So bringing like when we discussed cultural studies, you saw no. It was Raymond Williams who democratized culture. Either Raymond Williams said that it is ordinary. Till then it is considered this civilization only high society people have got the culture. And later Williams comes with that idea that culture is a way of life that everybody has. So here, to choose, that is the first one. To choose what? Day-to-day life. Events of common people. Common events, situations. Example like the solitary reaper. Isn't it? Or daffodils, dancing daffodils. Or leech gatherer in the Resolution of Independence. Or skeleton of a dog. Right? So, simple things like that. See that. And second is to describe them. Describe them what? In a language of real language spoken. Real people's language. Understand? Real language spoken by ordinary people. Not high sounding words. Not bombastic words. Understand? Oh, what ordinary people will say. When they communicate with the nature, when they communicate while they are participating in events. For example, suppose we are making hay. That is an event that usually takes place or happens in a village, in a rural setting. In a rural setting. So, people speak such language, common man's language. That is to describe. Third, to defamiliarize, coloring of imagination. To defamiliarize these things, the coloring of imagination. That is, when the poet sees these simple things, there should be excitement in his mind. In other words, spontaneous overflow of powerful emotions. You find the leech gatherer supporting his life by collecting leeches, double bent. But when the poet looks at him, he is excited. Then spontaneous overflow, powerful feelings. That why? When do you get this power? When do you feel this spontaneous overflow? When you are interested in it. When you sympathize. When you empathize and sympathize. For example, I tell you the Good Samaritan. Take the example of Good Samaritan. The traveler wounded. The Good Samaritan, he is excited by this. Spontaneous overflow, powerful feelings. So he gets down, he breaks his journey, takes him to the inn and helps him. Two other people pass away, not at all interested in that. So this is the point, romantic poetry. So far, ordinary people's life, their events, their simple cottage life, their farming operations, their rural setting, their pastoral simplicity, etc. were not at all concerned. Were not at all a concern for poets. So here comes like a savior of these people, common man's people. Says that this is very important. Look at each and every incident here, situations here. You are excited. The poet is excited. Then imagination flourishes and he writes emotion recollected in tranquility and wonderful poems. That is the result. Understand? They say that is the point. Giving birth to wonderful works of art. Marvelous, miraculous. Am I exaggerating? No. When you see the bliss of solitude, I wandered lonely as a cloud. See, such kind of things, when you read again and again and again, still you are not satisfied. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Kids. So, that is defamiliarizing, coloring imagination. And to make interesting. Means, how can you make these simple things interesting? By incorporating these incidents, events and situations with our life and their life. To present before us that nature and humans are in great harmony. For existence both are required. They are like the two sides of a coin. So then what will happen is part of you. Nature is part of you and you are part of nature. Then what happens? You own it now. And the whole thing becomes interesting. Which is the most interesting topic in the world? Speaking about yourself. So when you say that nature and you are same, one and the same, then topic of the poem is you. So it definitely will interest you, isn't it? So for today I think that is clear. 3 points we have seen. One, lyrical ballads is an experiment, which we have already seen. We state a vivid sensation, that is vivid sensation or excitement, and that's what is spontaneous or powerful feelings. Okay? And Preface is a systematic defense, it's an angering by the poets. Then these are the principal objects of these poems. Defense starts here. Defense, like an advocate is defending. He says, why? So that, why do I say this is a new class of poetry which is going to give you pleasure? These are the reasons. My principal objects are these. My principal object means objects are these. I think that so far it is so clear. We can say he has democratized poetry, democratized literature. He has come down from the ivory towers to the poor man's cottage to find out what things are going on here and tell the world this is more wonderful than what you have thought of, what you ever imagined. As Hamlet says, the dying Hamlet says to Horatio, he says, Oh, there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than that are dreamt of in your philosophy. So, in a way, Wordsworth is telling the other poets that there are more things in this rural world than that are dreamt of in your city poems. So it is a big, huge break. So let us have a break. Bye. See you tomorrow.